HipHopGamer Show. What up? It's the one and only HipHopGamer, Hot 97, GameStop, BET. Champ is here. Actually, the champ is here. Miss Naomi. First off, gotta give me a hug, boo. Word up. Yo, Far Cry Primal said I played this for like 3 hours, kid. I had a good time. Listen, the first thing I want to say is Tensei. It's a character that you're going to get to know. That's my favorite character. It's real in this game. Seriously. First thing I want to say is the dialect that you guys use in this game. This is like unique. It's also I feel it's like walking into uncharted territory, because it's like, wow, I never thought Ubisoft would go this route. This is phenomenal. Walk us through the premise of the overall game and why you guys decided to go this route with 10,000 BC.
So yeah, we really wanted to bring the Stone Age experience to the player, and with the language that you mentioned is actually a real language. It's Proto-Indo-European, so we had help with specialists come in and help us understand it and make it simpler and easier for players to understand. So actually all three tribes have their own different dialect of Pi, so it's actually a real language.
What? Yeah, big shout out to my boy Stone. I had no idea this was actually a real language. I thought this was just something like made up, but yo, it's crazy. I'm blown away now. All right, cool. That's the first thing. Second thing is I'm very proud of the gameplay. Now, just let y'all know, I played a pre-alpha beta version, and it's ready to go. Like, the game comes out February 23rd. It's ready to go right now. That's how good the controls feel and how tight it was. One thing I love about this game, I said it before, was taming the beast. I think that's one of the most amazing elements of the game. Now, what I want to ask you is, when you're taming the beast and stuff like that, is there any limits to taming the beast, or can you utilize every beast that you have in the game? Like, or is there a limit, or is there certain beasts that you can't use?
All the predators are pretty much going to be at your disposal to use. You'll have access to, I think, 14 different beasts that you'll be able to tame. And my personal favorite, the honey badger. You can tame that one and unleash its fury on everything else. So yeah, you'll have access to all sorts of different animals.
Okay.
And they all each bring a different strategy to your gameplay. Like the felines, they stealth, and the bear's a tank, and all that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, something that I was thinking about, I think I asked my man JS. I think I asked him this question before. I'm not sure, but when you control the owl, because I think that's amazing, and also how you come across the actual owl, like what you make us go through, like the whole vision of the guide, and oh my god, it's crazy. Like, you got to see how you come across the owl. But when you get it and you use it and you control it, I thought that was amazing. Now, what I want to ask is, will that be the only animal that you'll have some sort of control over, or will you guys like allow us to, use a jaguar, use a wolf? And I don't mean just sending them somewhere. I mean actually being able to run around and control the jaguar and kill somebody and stuff like that, just as an option. I just want to throw it out there from a gameplay standpoint.
Well, yeah, the owl you'll get to control. You'll get to ride the saber-toothed bear and the mammoth. There might be a surprise coming, but I don't think I want to go into too much detail about that.
Oh, see, I'm trying right now. Now, one thing I always think this is very important from a development standpoint. But what was the first video game you ever played ever in your life? Like the first video game you could think of that you ever played, and what's some of the games that help shape your development talent and what you bring to Far Cry Primal today?
Like my personal game that I played for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, I think that was Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh, word? Yo, y'all already know me with Zelda. I got the bag and all of that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's I love that.
Zelda, all right, cool. Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Thanks again, man.
All right, don't worry about it. We won't cut that out. We leave stuff in on HipHopGamer Show. That's how we do it. It's fine. Now, the reason why I asked that, because sometimes when you look at certain games that you played growing up, it has an influence on you once you actually make it in the industry. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I brought that up. Now, the lead character in this game, I played this game like for a long time, but in my experience, what's some of the things that you're doing or that we may see later on in the game that will actually make the user feel closer to Car? That's his name, right? To Car? The reason why I say that is because throughout the game, even though I'm controlling him, I feel like I'm more closer to Sila and more closer to Tensei instead of the actual character I'm controlling. Was that something done on purpose, or like I'm not sure? But I felt connected, then I felt a disconnect. So I'm just trying to understand how that works.
Yeah, well, with Takar, we wanted to make a character that would be, exist in that world, but at the same time, we wanted to leave a bit of space for the player to sort of incarnate that character. So there's a bit of room for you to connect with the characters through Takar, but also sort of experience it yourself. So yes, Takar is a character, but there's also a bit of room for every different person around the world that's going to play it.
That's interesting. So you allow him to have his own personality with the mix of your own personality through a player perspective. Got you. Okay, now another thing is, one thing I love about the game is how it starts. It goes from 2016, then you see it go all the way back to 2000 BC. The reason why I think that part is very subliminal, because it makes me think that there's other ages, like other times within the timeline of this game that we'll get to experience post-release of Far Cry Primal. Will we actually see the evolution of time from 10,000 BC, eventually leading up to 2016 in this game world? If y'all do that, that would be crazy. She's smiling too. I hope that means something. Go ahead.
Well, for Far Cry Primal, we're going to stay in the Stone Age.
Okay.
So you'll be around that time. You'll really be playing the story of the first man to climb on top of the food chain.
Okay. All right, cool. I gotta ask the questions, man. I gotta do this. Now I got a few more questions, and now this part right here I think is very important. Now, when it comes to any game, it's all about balance. In my opinion, like I feel like if a game don't have the proper balance, there's gonna be parts in the game where it feels either overpowered or underpowered, and you could lose your audience. Like with doing that, a lot of the fans when they first saw Far Cry Primal, they was even still they're a little like, I don't know, this is a bit different and stuff like that. So to me, I think the game is great in terms of how it feels. But do you think that because this game is a bit different from what they're used to seeing from Ubisoft, what's something you could tell the fans or tell just the community that could kind of ease them down and make them understand that this is definitely a great direction you guys are taking the game?
Yeah, so we really wanted a setting that was exciting for the players, so we went with something very fresh and different. That being said, it's still a full-fledged Far Cry game, so we bring all the elements that make it the Far Cry experience that people love. So you have a bunch of crazy characters that you'll meet with crazy personalities, and it's very
That's true,
brutal.
Tensei.
Yeah, and so it'll be still a very Far Cry experience for the player, even though it is 10,000
BC. All right, now I'm gonna tell you something else. One of the hottest parts about the games is actually the leaves and the power-ups you get. So if you eat a blue leaf, it make you run faster. If you eat a red leaf, it brings down your scent, so the animals can't detect you and stuff like that. I think that's crazy. I didn't get a chance to explore all of them, but is there more that you could shed light on in terms of power-ups that the user is gonna have in the game to utilize against the environment and the enemies?
Actually, that might be a bit too in-depth for me.
Oh man, I'm trying to get something. Oh man, because I thought that was so unique, the way you guys actually use the environment to boost yourself up. And you know how it is. You think about the herbal lights that you take in real life that makes you it's just such a great relation. I thought that was dope. Now, big question, right? Now, Ubisoft as a company, right? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what it is. My eyes is bothering me. I don't know what it is. But Ubisoft as a company, right? Far Cry is a staple. Far Cry is one of those games that people grew up on. My nephews, we've been playing Far Cry for the longest, right? Now that Far Cry Primal is here, is this a one-time deal, or is Far Cry Primal a series of games that we're going to eventually get? Because we had Far Cry 1, Far Cry 2, and you saw a lot of similarities there. This is completely different. Is this a full-fledged change for the Far Cry brand? Will there be a Far Cry Primal 2? Is that what the goal is, or you just want to test this out and give fans just this one game?
I can't confirm anything for the future, but for now, the experience is very much about Far Cry Primal.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Okay. Now I was talking with JS. Shout out to JS. He was talking about multiplayer. How you guys didn't want multiplayer. Usually don't keep it single player only. First of all, I commend that because I feel that in today's industry, people feel like multiplayer is the only reason why you will play a game over and over again. I think that's bull. I think a great game is a great game, and you'll play it over and over again like we did Super Mario back in the day, right? You know what I'm saying? This is real talk. So so one of the main things I want to ask you is, for you playing your own game, for you, what's something about Far Cry Primal that you feel like keeps you hooked on the game, keeps you addicted to the game, makes you not want to stop playing and stuff like that? Can you like let the fans know from your point of view what keeps you involved in that Far Cry Primal world as a gamer when you play it yourself?
The aspect that I really like about Far Cry Primal is this sort of mysticism aspect, especially what Tensei brings to the game.
Tensei, she said Tensei, that's my dude right there. I love you gotta get a high five with that one, son.
He's
No
my
doubt.
favorite
All right.
specialist.
Cool.
You know, he helps you tame the beasts of Oros, so that's already awesome. Because I
Yeah.
love having my pets around and petting them and
Yeah,
giving them
yeah,
snuffles
that's
and all
dope.
that.
That's dope.
But I also really like the vision quests, like the one you saw for unlocking the owl.
Yes.
I think that's very interesting thing to do with Far Cry, and I think that's personally where it gets me.
Oh, word? Yo, I love it. I love it. So now I got two more questions, very important. Two more questions, and we're gonna wrap it up. Now I've been playing games since I was 4 years old. Right? I've had some amazing experiences from hardcore shooters or games that's very emotional, all types of games, right? Now, when it comes to the Far Cry world, everything that you're building here, right? One of the things that I love about the game is the actual weaponry, how you can take the fire and blow up everything. From a technology standpoint, I didn't even think something like that was possible. Let me explain something to y'all what I'm talking about, right? I could light up like the whole world on fire. There's no frame rate drop, no slowdown, no nothing. The graphics is phenomenal. I'm just blown away by that. I truly believe you guys created something that can be trend-setting for the entire industry with Far Cry Primal. I truly believe that. The question that I have though is, with all this technology and everything that you guys got going on, what have you learned developing Far Cry Primal that can possibly help you in the next game that you guys create?
Oh my, that's a big question.
Hell yeah. Word up.
Yeah, what have we learned with that? Yeah.
I love my
Gosh.
questions, dog. Yeah.
So for future games, I think the fact that we went for a fresh approach, with a different setting, I thought that was interesting. I really like that we took a lot of creative freedom to make the game super interesting for the player and get them excited about the setting. So I think that I kind of liked working on all those.
The animals. I like that. JS, you know what's so funny? JS said the same thing when he was talking about the animals, because I couldn't believe how accurate that you guys made the animals. Like even with the deer, it was so hard to get him because the moment you creeped up, like from a distance, he was already like ready to go. It was like National Geographic in this game. Like, it was crazy. So now for my last question and stuff like that. Sorry I had to throw you some of the tough questions. I just gotta do it.
Oh, that's all right.
So for the last question, like, my grandmother taught me how to play games, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that know my story know, like, my grandmother, like, she taught me how to play games. So my passion for games is very high above the average person you may meet. I just want to say thank you. Love you so much. Love the work that y'all doing. I think this is one of those games, and I think this is one of those companies, like over at Ubisoft. I tell Stone all the time, like, you guys, it's like, even though y'all develop games, you develop it with the core of a gamer, and you develop it with the culture involved. And I think that is why you guys always find like success in all your games and all your brands. So with this last question with Far Cry Primal, one thing that I wanted to say is, I think that even though you're staying in the Stone Age, there's a lot more that can be done within this actual Stone Age. When you're building your villages and you're building your huts and stuff like that, will we get a chance to have some sort of customization where we could kind of make things the way we want to make them? Because one of the crucial parts of the game was when Udam came to your village and they took down the front gate, they did all types of stuff and everything like that. I think it'd be phenomenal if there was an element where we could like build our own fortress. And I don't mean just like go somewhere and get this and you get the you get some of the plants and stuff and just build the wood. I'm talking about like a way to customize the way you want to build your fortress. Meaning that when people see yours, nobody else can have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something unique to what you do. Is that something that's possible in DLC or whatever? Is there something that's possible when you give gamers the opportunity to build their own fortress to protect their villages?
Well, actually, the huts and the things that you're going to build in the village are more about the connection with the hut and the specialist people that you're building it for. So as you build the huts and as you upgrade your village, you get access to more missions with the characters, and you'll get to build your skill trees for yourself as well. So it's about helping and sharing in your tribe of Wenja, and helping each other sort of survive together. So it's more about that, really.
Oh, okay. So it actually plays a part in the story with the. Got it. Okay. Because when I was building it, I was like, yo, if I could, I'll put this here. All right, cool. That's a whole nother thing. So look, one love and God bless your boy, HipHopGamer, Hot 97, BET, GameStop, Far Cry, Primal, Ubisoft. I'm honored to be in your presence. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Is there anything you want to say to the fans? Any shout outs you want to make or anything like that?
Well, I'm really excited for you guys to play the game soon. I hope you have a really good time, taming beasts and unleashing the fury of the Stone Age on your enemies. So yeah, have a blast.
February 23rd, gangster, yo. You already know what it is, man. We coming. Stay tuned for more footage, more coverage from Far Cry Primal, all right? Thank y'all. We out. Peace.